Hello, everyone. Hi, I am here in the studio. So excited, so excited. I have a very special guest today, Veronica. We started together
Hello.
3 years ago, and
Oh
here we
gosh,
are
has
again.
3 years have already passed? Oh boy.
Yes, three years
Mm,
already, and I'm so happy to have you here. So until people are joining in and we are just
yes.
warming up, let's just. What are you doing nowadays? How are you? I know you just woke up because Veronica is in the UK. I'm in
Oh,
Malaysia.
I just woke up, all dressed up.
Just like this.
I wish. No, I've been up a bit. The kids usually wake up a bit early, so I've just been up and getting them ready so that I have the time to be here and to be present without any distractions. So,
I'm so happy. Thank you for so much for waking up so early. So we will be not so long here. It's just a 30
yeah, it's
minutes
fine.
discussion when we will launch the summit. Something very
Yes.
big is coming up again.
Mm,
Again, more than 100 plus speakers are on board.
wow.
And Veronica is
Andrea.
one of the people who are coming on board
Yes,
again.
you are so inspiring and empowering, Andrea. I just have to say it. The ability to gather a community, an empowering community like you have, is incredible. And it's something that very few can actually pull together. So kudos to you, Andrea. Really.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Veronica. And for those who are watching, thank you so much. I think Andrea already here. Andrea is also one of the speakers from the Netherlands. Hi, Andrea.
Yes.
Very powerful topics from her also. So I don't want to jump here and there, but let's just get into the conversation. You were part of the first Global Empowerment Summit. So how did you feel? How was it 3 years ago?
Wow, 3 years ago, it just feels like it doesn't feel that long ago because I do remember the excitement. I do remember, the whole idea of so many people that had gathered together and the speakers, as many as there are now, if not more. I am not quite sure. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but I know it was exciting to just be a part of this movement. And I think, like the whole title says, Global Empowerment Summit, it's about gathering masterminds together and delivering from our area of expertise and just empowering others to also level up, stand up, rise up, voice up. So I
And you
remember
know
it
what?
vividly.
I have something very nice from Greg Smith. Greg is also coming on board this year, and he was posting about the summit, and he wrote this one: "Generating leads is the way to grow in business." All right? No, you're wrong.
Mhm.
Empowering others to amplify their genius and have the impact they seek is the key. So he
Oh,
exactly
powerful.
said it's so powerful. Like, this is who we are all
Yes.
together, coming together to help others to rise. It's just amazing.
Yes. Oh, he said it so beautifully. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. So, Veronica, how is your life? How had it changed? What happens in the last 3 years? I know we were
Mm,
working together. You were my mentor. I
yeah.
really enjoyed the time together. I saw
Mm.
you do a lot of humanitarian work also. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. What
Yeah, so
happened?
over the years, apart from the business side of things, I always believe our businesses are kind of like vehicles to do greater things that are much bigger than ourselves. So I was fortunate enough to join as board member of the educational communities worldwide, and we're doing a lot of work in Ghana. So the highlight of the years have been my activities in Ghana, the fundraising, the building of the borehole, giving lifetime access to water in some of the communities, as well as supplying the schools with laptops and computers to enhance the whole learning experience for the school. We're doing a teacher training this coming March in Ghana, in some of the more underprivileged and under-resourced regions. So that I feel is the most fulfilling thing. Having the ability and the freedom to do that is what my business has allowed me to do. And I think
Mm.
essentially that's all what we strive for, the freedom to be, do, right, and have more. So I'm very, very grateful, very humbled to have come to a stage in my life where I have that ability, and when we talk about success, I don't, I'm more about how does success feel to you more than what you
Mm.
have physically, materially. So for me, it's a feeling of fulfillment, of satisfaction, of impact, and making a change. So yes,
Yes,
it's
this
been,
is all the journey that we have, right? We put so much
isn't it?
work in it, but at the end, you get so much more back by doing all this for others. And then
That's it.
you see them grow and you see the community grow and the impact. And that's just beautiful, right?
Yes. Yes, you get it. I know you get it.
I know. I was telling everyone, like, oh, it seems like we're soul sisters because you're always posting something. And then I'm like, oh, I did that too. Oh, I was like that too.
Yeah,
We
you
are
know,
dancing
especially with
too.
the past, the one I wrote about the 20-year-old me. Yes,
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 exactly. It's just
it's
so
so true.
wonderful. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it is one of. I always believe the people that come into my life, and I'm sure you can relate, are always there for a reason. I attract people that are there for a purpose that is greater than both ourselves. So either it's not only just the work we do together, it's even after that, what happens after that, that is even more powerful. So even this collaboration, it's not just working together like we did, it's creating even something greater and collaborating. So I feel that's really even more even fulfilling.
Yeah, exactly. And I see that already with us, it's already starting. The original goal of the whole empowerment hub, that I found you through recruiting
Yes.
you to be a speaker, and then you became my mentor, and then now you become mentor of someone else. So it's
Oh,
kind
God.
of like you don't have to search because all the good people, all the change makers, the powerful people are already here,
It
and you don't
is.
have to go anywhere.
I love the way that you put it. Absolutely. It's sometimes only later that we connect the dots and we make sense of it all, right? So yeah.
So how do you energize? I know that you dance a lot, and we all see you dancing all around
Mm.
LinkedIn and TikTok and Instagram and all your social medias. But how do you energize? How do you deal with stress? Because a lot of people are struggling with that nowadays. They believe
Mm.
they have to be everywhere, right?
Mm. Dancing, Andrea, when I always say dance, I know you can relate. It is a form of energizing myself, funny enough, right? The purpose for me dancing is to really let go of whatever stress that may be within me, right, during that week. Or it could be a more creative way of expressing myself, as I feel, with that feminine energy that we have, sometimes there's this overflow of joy and love that we want to express and share that essence with others and empower and inspire others the same way. So when we look at life, I'm a single mom of 2 kids, and it can be very, very tiring sometimes. So I avoid pressurizing myself. That's it. I
Mm.
do not work well under pressure. Andrea, I don't know about you, but I don't like it. I don't know what it is, but when I feel pressurized, I don't function well. So I personally don't self-impose that pressure. So I don't put too much on my plate. I focus on my clients and I focus on the work that I'm doing, and I'm not overthinking what's going to happen next month or next 2 months. I've kind of come to a stage where I have the ability, and it wasn't easy. It is not simple. It takes
Mm.
time to just let go and just trust the process, making sure and trusting and knowing that you yourself are in alignment with what you do, who you are. You are very clear on the value that you're giving, like very clear.
Mhm.
And everything else falls into place because you show up from that space, you attract the right kind of clients that are willing to, invest in themselves and really grow together. So for me, it's just avoiding pressure.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
of
true too.
course, yeah, and dancing, of course, as well. And just, taking time with the kids, going out. Yesterday, we went to this Halloween kind of event, just chilling and making that time. So, was it always like that? No. I remember there were days where I had to kind of, especially in the beginning, I would stay up late because I had so much work to do, doing all the website, trying to figure things out online. It wasn't overnight, trust me, to be able to kind of
We
be
all
in
have
bed.
been there, right? I
Yes.
think everyone can
So,
relate out there.
yeah. So, answering the question, that's it. Not pressurizing myself and just making that space, not thinking that I am in a race or a rat race to do things so fast. And I've just consciously allowed myself to relax. Because there was a time where, there was a rat race and we're chasing all, the success back in Poland. We're chasing the money, chasing all those things. Yes, like that. Like by the time we knew it, we lost everything because you don't even have the time to sustain it. You don't even have the time to enjoy it. Oh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Something is always there to pressure us, and that's
Yeah.
only our responsibility, or it's
Yes.
in our control to actually slow ourselves down and
That's it.
figure it out how we can do it better, or how Rob would say, Rob Hosa, how we could have automated, right? And then after,
I love how he does it. Yes, automated has something with educator to automate or something. Yeah,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. And then we have also Brian, and Brian is always coming up with the fun. So they will also be as part of the summit tomorrow. We will show the Voice Your Vibe show. And I always remember Rob and Brian at the same time, like the two guys who are always making everyone laugh,
explosive.
always
Yes,
explosive, singing, dancing, energy, and it's
that's
just
it.
changing the whole thing.
That's it. You know, we love to be around such people who energize, who inspire, and who can just let go and let loose and just be. You know.
I told you that I have a little surprise, so I will play a little short part of our video from last 3 years
All
ago, because it was three
right.
years ago. Let's see
Right.
how it is. Let me just
Oh
start
my
it. Or
goodness.
we did this 3 years ago together.
Yeah. Hello.
If
Oh
you
my
remember, this was
Yes,
the
I
part
do.
when you were already talking
Oh,
about your sessions and your course creation and your warrior, because that time you were all about the warrior, right? The
yeah,
fearless
yes,
warrior.
yes. How to
This,
unleash your feelings for you.
yes, exactly. So that's something very
Oh,
nice, and I think we can touch on this point, like how you
mm,
evolve and how your
yeah.
courses are evolving in the time, because
Mm.
you are all about course creation, right?
Yes. So, my background is in teaching, right? I did my master's in pedagogy. That is the methodology of teaching. And over 15 plus years, I was a teacher in all the sectors, from primary to secondary to adult education. And then, of course, I diverted into coaching and became this person development coach. So when I said I'm going to do this online thing to have that freedom, I don't have to be traveling and going to work 9 to 5. I want to do it online. It was such a hustle because I wasn't quite sure how to navigate this online world. Right? They teach us how to be great coaches and they teach us how to do great things and unlock potential, but they don't teach you how to market yourself. So that was a whole new journey evolving as a coach and finding my art, Andrea. I didn't always know that my teaching was my secret sauce or my gold dust, I call it. I'd buried it in the past in the very beginning. So evolving as a coach really means unraveling your story. Because as coaches, we think that, okay, we're here to make a change in the world, and we forget every single thing that we've ever done in the past. Like it's all irrelevant. I'm this newborn right person, and I'm here to change the world because I'm a changed person myself. And we forget about our stories and we bury them deep in the ground, sometimes ashamed even to bring them out. So evolving as a coach for me meant unearthing all that. I call it now the gold dust. Back then, I didn't see it as such. And then understanding that my essence, my secret sauce, my sweet spot, I like to call it the G spot, Andrea, because it's a golden spot and it's very hard to find. Yes, but when you do find it, it's like, wow, this is what I was meant to do. And it was really understanding that my sweet spot was combining my teaching skills plus my mindset coaching, plus my passion to make a difference in the world. And I realized that I'm here to coach my fellow coaches on how to design and create, online courses, signature courses, because they too want to make a change in the world, but they're not quite sure how to package that and structure that and deliver that. So the whole purpose is beyond just course creation. It's allowing them to really have a greater impact and of course have leverage their online business, but also leverage their income so that they can even have more options in life, essentially. So a way of packaging your gold dust, your story, your skills, and your passion, for me was a powerful way to make a greater change in the world. We need more empowered, we need more empowered coaches. We need more empowered consultants and specialists that have a gift that they want to give back, but don't know where to start or how to go about it. And that's where I come in. So it's been a journey of discovering who I am as a coach because we have an art individually that makes us all unique. And I feel more empowered coaches that are more confident and have more clarity in their purpose can do a greater job in the world.
I really like the process and the structure that you put together, because when we were working together and I was your coachee, I think it's just the most powerful thing and the most important thing is that how you structured and how easy was it to understand, okay, right now we are in this point and we are going this way, and from A to Z, and the whole package was just very making it easy to make it clear, okay, what I want to do. Do I want to do this or do I want to do something else? And how you progress from the beginning when you just have a vague idea of what you want to do, and then going towards what you really would like to do and spend your time with, because that's the most important, right? We are spending all our time with it with the clients. So it has to be something that we enjoy to do.
Absolutely. And you said it so beautifully, and that's what I'm giving back, because many don't have that structure, right? And that's where maybe they may not be clear on their messaging. They may not be clear on exactly how to deliver the value that they know they have. So it's just about putting it into a concise, structured manner so that they have a blueprint that they can rinse and repeat, and they can also help their clients go through the journey. Having a roadmap, there's nothing like having a roadmap. Like, if there's a map, I can do it. Wow, let's do it. So it's a bit more empowering.
Who was inspiring you as a teacher? Like, I know that you were a teacher and you were educating so many, but why this profession? Why did you become a teacher?
Yeah, I was about 16 years old when I had finished my lessons that day in secondary school, and I went to my mom. My mom was a teacher in the school that I was learning, and she was a nursery teacher, and she was the superintendent of the nursery department. And every time I'd go to her office and wait for her until she finished her lessons. And one day I just went into the classroom and I sat behind the class, just doing my own thing, and I just observed her with over 30 children in the class, hypnotized by her voice. And she was, I think, telling a story or something and asking questions. And, she was so animated, so like, she had them grasped within her hand. And I was so fascinated by this ability to inspire and just hypnotize and just like empower. I was like, I want to become a teacher as well. I want to do that. So from an early age, well, early in my teens, after observing my mom teaching, I found that so fascinating. I wanted to be a teacher as well. So once I finished my A levels, I'm like, so Veronica, what are you going to do? I was like, teaching. I knew it. So definitely my mom inspired me. It was, I think in my core, I was always about inspiring and empowering people. And touching people's lives. I've always been that in high school, primary school, even as early as that, always entertaining. I was always the performer. I wanted to always give my energy and touch people with my energy and allow them to feel good and inspire them. So it's something that has been always.
I think I see it also, and people see it if they visit your LinkedIn profile, and please do so and connect with Veronica, because you can see that whenever you post something, there are a lot of people, not just like shortly liking your post, but also engaging and expressing their own perspectives, which is very rare to see. Most of the time, people just like, okay, I like it, I love it, this is so beautiful, you are the best. But then I go and I see that for you, they're even online, even through a comment, they open up. So this must have been a big work, or here's the question: was it just like natural? So how did it happen?
It takes time. When people are drawn to you, it takes time to build that trust. It takes time to get people to know you. And there's this principle. It's called the law of proportional standards. The law of proportional standards says that you can only go as far as the standards, or you can take people as far as the standards of which you have been yourself. You can take people as deep as you are willing to go yourself. So to the standards of which you have gone, to the depths of which you have gone, you can take people. You can't take people any deeper than you have been yourself. So relating that to content and the interactions, the more you're willing to trust, right, the people, is the standard to which they trust you back. So that means being open, vulnerable, like they call it, just being yourself, sharing your stories. So the depth to which I can share is the depth to which they will share. It's the law of proportional standards. So I feel over the years, it's something that has built the community, the people that know my story. So when I post something, they can see the connection. It's not just, oh, that's strange. They know I feel. So I think it's something, actually, no, I know it's a matter of trust, but that trust has come over the years and consistency.
And you're sharing because you were the first one opening up, right? So you showed the people your vulnerable side, and then they came after you and they have been empowered by your vulnerability, right?
Yes, the word vulnerability, it's used a lot. I just feel just share your stories, right? The triumphs, the setbacks, and being vulnerable just simply means being yourself at the end of the day. Because sometimes I feel people associate being vulnerable with just all the sad story and all
Oh
this,
yes, and they
that's
intentionally post sad things so that they can get the attention. Yeah, that's
well,
another kind of vulnerability.
well, that's kind of the misconception that when you hear the word vulnerability, it means just all the sadness, and that's okay for some people who want to share that. But I want to make it very clear that just be clear that when you're being vulnerable, it's just that you're being yourself. Don't attach any kind of emotion to it. Just be
Labels or
yourself.
emotion.
If that means you have a hard time, or you had a hard time, or you had a good time, share that.
Love it. Love your authenticity. So it's just always coming through. So are you ready to see all the speakers that I lined up for this year?
Wow. Yeah.
Let's check it
Yes.
out. I try to make it as short as possible, but you will see it's still long. And here comes the goosebumps.
Oh, wow. Andrea, I love the diversity, the kind of the whole variety, the whole range. I saw some familiar faces there, and then I'm like,
Yes, people come back. Some of them, they are always
Yes.
here, come back and go and come back again. And then we have new faces, and it's just quite exciting. I'm around 110 speakers as of today, but I know that until we get to the 5th week, it will be more.
Oh, wow. Yes. Fantastic.
I just
crowd of
want to shout
people.
out to Andrea and El-Chan, because El-Chan and Andrea, they are also speakers. So this is where the
Okay.
support starts, that they are also coming and supporting each other and us also by being
Yes.
here for the launch. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm happy to be with all of you. And here comes the saying that I am so thankful and grateful, because this year we are actually reaching the 365 level of speakers who have been with me in the last 3 years. So I'm just so grateful and thankful for everyone for doing their part of showing up for empowering others. So thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, so I'm really happy. And here is another announcement. Next year, we are writing a book. It's about 365 empowering stories. So that means you will also have a chapter, Veronica.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, 365. Oh, wow. Empowering stories. It
So
is
we will
truly
have
the empowering hub. Like, it really is what it is.
exactly. So all of the speakers will get one chapter and one page where you can tell your own personal stories, and also your secret that you would like to give to the people to improve one thing that you think is the most important throughout the year. So I'm very, very, very excited about this. Thank you, Andrea,
Yes,
also.
thank you.
other Andrea is also on board. So basically that's it. I don't want to really take too much of a long time, but I would like to ask you one more thing, because you are all about empowerment, all about helping people. So now we know there are so many things outside, so much noise, a lot of mental health issues, a lot of problems next to the good things that are happening around the world. Well, what would be your message to the people out there, and what would be the one thing that you would message them before we close up and invite people to your workshop?
Yes, what just came to my mind as you asked that question was a very simple statement: know who you are. It sounds so cliche, but it's the root for any success. Know who you are. Sustainable success, holistic success. Know who you are. Know your worth. Know your value. Know your purpose, what you're here to do. Know exactly what you're giving back to the world, because the more you give, the more you receive. Know who you are also beyond just the labels, because that's essentially what's going to keep you going. You ask me, how do I keep energized? It's who I am just beyond the labels, because I'm being in alignment with my truth and I live life accordingly. So it avoids burnout, it avoids stress. You can't go wrong by being yourself. So from just that note, it's know who you are, and it's a tough one. It's a deep one, because it's not that it's a simple question, but a very deep one.
It's
Yeah.
it's a task that you need a lot of time to
It's
figure
very,
out. A lot of
yes.
investment.
Yeah, it took me some years. It didn't have to take that long, but when you're on your own, back then, over 10 years ago, I didn't even know anything about this coaching world. Like, even get people who can actually help. You're all alone in this, trying to figure it out. So.
Yeah, so true. So I love to have you here, and I really love the message that you send, know who you are. And if you are ready to see Veronica for 2 hours, because she's coming back with a masterclass this Sunday, then please join us and check out globalempowermenthub.com and get your ticket, because Veronica and 8 other experts are doing a transformational bootcamp together in the 5 weeks of the summit. Every Sunday you can come and join in. And good news that 3 of the speakers actually empowered other people to come. So imagine 3 of the speakers from the 110, they purchased tickets for other people who cannot afford, and they are pushing them forward to join the sessions. So I'm so happy to have this, and I'm really happy by the change makers. That means that we really found the change makers, and that means that we are really making a change.
Yeah.
So please come and visit Veronica's masterclass, which will be about.
Oh yes, about how to really package your gold dust into a signature online course, so that you too can make a huge difference in the world with your essence, because essentially that's what it is about.
And thank you so much again. I'm letting you go back to your kiddos because they want you, they want your attention, and
Yes.
I'm really happy to have you here. Thank you so much, and I will see you again in a Zoom room on Sunday with all the participants. And
Yes.
now I will play again the speakers lineup, and enjoy your days, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Veronica.